good evening. It's Saturday the 24th of December. It's just past 6 o'clock and it's Christmas Eve. And this is our much shorter Christmas Eve version of the news. And in the news this week, Wyke Regis has once again had its Christmas tree illuminated after being cut off last year, just a couple of days before Christmas. For many years, the trees had received its power from a nearby lamppost, which had previously been okayed by the provider SSE. But while undertaking maintenance in the area in December 2021, subcontracting company Enervio disconnected the tree and cut off the lights and cut up the cables into little pieces, according to one of the locals. At the time, a spokesman for Enervio added, in the interest of public safety, the tree had to be disconnected from the lamp column immediately. This year, following a successful fund appeal, the lights have been able to safely be restored and unveiled at this year's Wyke Regis Christmas Fair earlier this month. Weymouth Town Council was able to donate £1,000 towards the fund and added that they were more than happy to help with the power supply for this year's lights. A spokesman for the council said, "We were delighted to be able to help with the power supply for the recent light switch on at Wyke Christmas Street Fair this year. We applied to Dorset Council on behalf of the Wyke Regis Community Group for a designated power supply for this and for future events. Due to strict regulations, only public bodies like Weymouth Town Council can take responsibility and apply for this type of unmetered electrical connection, ensuring this equipment is routinely maintained and electrically tested. Through a mixture of funding, including the £1,000 grant from Weymouth Town Council and donation from businesses, it meant the installation was successfully installed in time for the Christmas fair and lights switch on this year." The Christmas tree in Wyke Square is located in Wyke Square, and it's been in the heart of the local community for around 25 to 30 years. And hopefully the lighting of the tree is now secured for future years. Dorset's access... Well, I've got two pictures up there. Let's get rid of that one. What's gone wrong? Dorset's Access Mental Health Services will be open as usual to provide support during the festive period for people who are struggling to cope, anxious or feeling they are heading towards a crisis. Led by Dorset Healthcare, the services offer round-the-clock help and advice to those in need, in person, over the phone and online over Christmas and into the new year. As the UK has emerged from the pandemic and the cost of living crisis has kicked in, the county's 24-hour helpline alone has fielded thousands of calls each month during 2022. And Christmas is often a particularly tough time for people feeling low or depressed. Now, the services being offered include the Connection, which is a 24/7 telephone helpline that is available on 0800 652 0190. That's a very important number if you are somebody who's likely to be in crisis. 0800 652 0190. And this is for people of all ages who can be provided direct help or signposted to a range of other services. There's the Retreat, which is a drop-in service run in partnership with Dorset Mental Health Forum, which provides for a way for over 18s to talk through problems with a mental health worker or peer support specialist face-to-face. There's the Community Front Rooms, which are face-to-face drop-in support service for over 18s in Bridport, Shaftesbury, Wareham and Weymouth. And there are lots of other services, but that phone number is the main one to contact. This year, the Connection phone line has received between 4,500 and 5,200 calls each month. One caller to the service said, "The lady listened, kept me calm and reassured me that I shouldn't feel a burden. After speaking with her, I felt a lot better. The people on the end of the phone made me realise that they are available to help me no matter what." Now, Laura Ekeland, who's Dorset Healthcare's Crisis and Acute Community Services Manager, said, "This year has continued to be a challenging time for people's mental health. We know this time of year can be particularly hard for many, and we are here to help. Our Access Mental Health Services provide easy and flexible ways to get help you need, no matter what your situation is or the time of the day. We also have face-to-face support available in the evenings, and there is someone at the end of the phone 24 hours a day. You can talk to mental health staff and peer specialists, and those are people who've got their own lived experience of mental health issues, and get the right support and advice. We understand how hard it can be to ask for help, but please do contact us, as we really want to listen and are here for you 24/7. So, online there is information at www.dorsethealthcare.nhs.uk/access-mental-health, and that very important phone number again, 0800 652 0190. Keep that one nice and safe. You never know when it may be of help. Now, one of Weymouth's biggest housing schemes for many years has been approved by planners at Dorset Council. The 340 home sites south of Nottington Lane in the northern part of Weymouth was originally approved in principle by the former Weymouth and Portland Borough Council in 2017. Detailed plans for the design of each home, road layouts and landscaping have now been agreed by Dorset Council, including the main road access off of Nottington Lane and a secondary access from Dorchester Road. C.G. Fry and Sons, which built large parts of the Duchy of Cornwall estate in Dorset, Poundbury, is behind the multi-million-pound project, which was expected to be named Nottington Park, although several documents now refer to it as Wey Valley. The development allows for 35% of the homes to be affordable homes. The initial planning application led to dozens of local objections, mainly around worries about additional traffic, the loss of green space and fears of flooding. The Borough Council's Planning Committee voted for the scheme after no major objections were lodged by statutory organisations. Now, preparation and infrastructure work has already taken place on site, with the construction of the houses across the 16-hectare plot expected to be in phases. The initial building close to Dorchester Road being the first part of the site. Also, as part of the plans, there are several areas of informal open space, a woodland play area and a pond as a method of dealing with excess water. Now, Dorset's Police and Crime Commissioner is asking members of the public for their views on paying an additional £1.25 per month. If approved, the figure would see those living in Band D properties paying an extra £15 a year for policing in the county. Each police force is funded through a combination of funding from Precept and a government grant, and the government has now announced the budget for policing, which presumes that PCCs will raise the Precept by £15 a year. The Commissioner needs the support of the people of Dorset to ensure that the ongoing process of investment and improvement can continue. Police and Crime Commissioner David Siddick said, "Over the last year, policing in Dorset has gone from strength to strength. We are now the 6th safest county in England and Wales. Previously they were the 10th. Dwelling burglary has gone down by 17%, non-dwelling burglary by 22%, antisocial behaviour incidents have gone down by 10%, and rural crime has reduced by 43%. And he wants this good work to continue. Since becoming the Police and Crime Commissioner, I have overseen investment in strengthening neighbourhood policing, and the force has initiated new groundbreaking policing operations such as Op Viper and Op Scorpion to tackle county lines and drug crime, invested in tackling antisocial behaviour through Op Relentless and my Op Relentless Community Fund, and put vital resources back into tackling rural crime." So, investment has been made in several key areas of technology, including new mobile technology, mobile fingerprint scanners and robotic process automation, all dedicated to putting officers out in the community instead of behind a desk. Inflation is currently just under 11%, and therefore a 15% Precept rise equates to approximately half the rate of that of inflation. Such an increase will mostly ensure that all the good work that I've already mentioned can be maintained. The increase should also allow the force to over-recruit by an additional 15 police officers. He goes on to say, "Don't get me wrong, I would much rather not have to ask for funding, and I have been and will continue to lobby for more government funding, but I do want to be able to keep ensuring success on behalf of the people of Dorset, and I want to keep on delivering my police and crime plan. I want to be able to say in years' time that Dorset is one of the top 5 safest counties, that we have cut crime and antisocial behaviour even further, that we have driven out even more drugs gangs from our county, and that we continue to make Dorset safer than ever before." So if you want to comment on those plans, do contact the Police and Crime Commissioner. Just search for Dorset Police and Crime Commissioner on Google and you will be able to find the website. Now, a James Benson King from Dorset, and you can see James in the picture, is cycling from Alaska to Argentina to raise money for cardiac risk in the young, having experienced health issues when he was younger. James says, "I am currently undertaking one of the biggest challenges in my life, cycling Alaska to Argentina for cardiac risk in the young. I am starting at the northernmost point you can reach by road on the American continent in Dead Horse, Alaska, and finishing at the southernmost point in Ushuaia, Argentina." I've probably got that name wrong. The projected distance is 18,000 miles and it will take me 8 to 12 months to complete. Now, James Benson King, who's 30, from Dorset, is known as Benson the Biking Viking, and he began the challenge on the 7th of August this year. As we said, the challenge is 18,000 miles, and James believes it will take him between 8 and 12 months. And he started in 7th of August, and he's currently in Mexico. He's completed other challenges like Land's End to John O'Groats in 11 days and the 205-mile-long Tour de Dorset in 17 hours. But this is the biggest challenge yet. James has quit his job to take on this mammoth cycle, something he says is a lifelong dream, aiming to raise as much money as he can. Both James and his father have suffered from heart conditions, with James undergoing 2 operations at ages 8 and 16 before he was given the all clear. Since his second successful operation, James has been looking for ways to raise money for this good cause. He first found out that cardiac risk in the young when a friend at university passed away from an underdiagnosed heart condition. The charity aims to prevent sudden deaths by raising awareness, providing heart screening and research, and supporting affected families. James hopes to raise $2,500, which will cover a day's cardiac screening for the charity. His focus is to raise enough money to support as much screening as possible to find and diagnose any hidden problems in the population. James is documenting his journey across the Americas through a blog and a vlog on YouTube. Images from the challenge can be found on his Instagram account. If you want to support James, most importantly, you can donate via GoFundMe, and it's gofund.me/C3C19BE0. That's gofund.me/C3C19BE0. Now, just before I came on air today, I checked the total, and James is currently at £1,523. Now, I'm sure with somebody cycling 18,000 miles that he should certainly get £2,500 for doing that, and I think he ought to get 10 times that for doing it. So any support that you can give to James, the Biking Viking, or whatever he was referred to, then we'll be very grateful. And Cardiac Risk in the Young is a very, very good charity trying to find heart conditions in young people, support families, and help with that very vital thing. So do look out for James and do support his fundraising. Now, food banks in Weymouth have recorded a notable rise in demand this winter. With prices going up on basic necessities as well as fuel and utilities costs rising, more people have been turning to food banks faced with the stark choice of heating or eating. In Weymouth, the food bank has noticed a 66% increase in people coming to them for help. The services provide nutritionally balanced meals as well as household cleaning items that individuals or family require. Now, Andy Wyke from the food bank said the latest statistics we have, which is until the end of September, show in the 9 months leading up to then, we saw a 66% more people using the food bank than in the equivalent period last year. It has not slowed down since then, I can tell you that. We have seen an increase in demand in the run-up to Christmas, as you would expect at this time of year. We provide usual staple food items. We give them a bag of nutritionally balanced food, which includes things like tinned meat, tinned fish, some pudding items, rice, potatoes, tinned tomatoes, baked beans, tinned soup, and that sort of stuff. It is designed to give them food for 3 days from when they come to visit us, and it varies in quantity depending on if it's an individual, a couple, or a family. Now, if you want more information on the Weymouth Food Bank, you can go to their website at www.weymouthfoodbank.co.uk. Now, officers from Dorset Police are calling for our help. They're investigating a reported sexual assault in Weymouth and appealing for witnesses and anyone with information to come forward. They have arrested somebody in this case. The incident happened at around 3:30 a.m. on Sunday the 18th of December when the victim, a 19-year-old local woman, was standing in Maiden Street opposite the picnic sandwich shop. She was approached from behind by a man who then touched her inappropriately. Following inquiries by officers, a 37-year-old man from Weymouth was arrested on suspicion of sexual assault and released on police bail. Police Constable Jenna Killingback of Weymouth Police said, "I am appealing for witnesses to the incident to please contact us. In particular, we would like to identify a group of 3 passers-by who gave assistance to the young woman who approached them for help." Now, staying with Dorset, police officers are investigating a serious injury road traffic collision in Weymouth and are appealing for any witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. The incident, which involved a Ford Fiesta and a white electrically assisted pedal cycle, happened just after 10:19 p.m. on Tuesday the 20th of December in Dorchester Road. The rider of the pedal cycle, a 68-year-old local man, sustained serious injuries and was taken to hospital. Police Sergeant Mike Gatfield of the traffic unit said, "I urge any witnesses or anyone with relevant dashcam footage to please contact us to assist our investigations. I would also like to thank the public for their understanding while the road remained closed." Now, if you can help with either of those incidents with information, dashcam, CCTV footage, or if you want to help anonymously, first of all, you can contact Dorset Police direct on 101, or as ever, you can contact them anonymously via the Crime Stoppers charity on 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111. Now, Weymouth Town Council's Finance and Governance Committee approved 3 grants on Wednesday this week to local charities. Firstly, to the Lantern Trust, who help vulnerable and marginalised people in Weymouth and Portland area. Clients benefit from access to landlords, help with important forms and specialist referrals where required. The Lantern Trust have been granted £5,000 a year for the next 3 years. The second group to be awarded a grant is the Health and Activity Team. They provide the opportunity to local people with accessible requirements to have important experiences like riding a bike that suits their needs, with the goal of improving and encouraging regular exercise. The group have been awarded £2,250 to help with the cost of purchasing and housing the bikes. And a Chesil Sailability, a picture there you can see on the screen, are inspired by the 2012 Paralympic Games and are based at the Sailing Academy on Portland. They encourage people of all disabilities and ages to join in the sailing on the water. They've been awarded £800 to help with the costs of a laptop. Committee Chair, Councillor David Gray, said providing these grants to the Lantern Trust, the Health Activity Team and Chesil Sailability will allow them to seek full potential towards helping others. The grants awarded by Weymouth Town Council demonstrate all the different organisations that can benefit from this funding. Now, Weymouth Town Council are very good at providing funding to community groups and community projects. And if you want to see what grants are available and to apply for any that are available, pop along to the Weymouth Town Council website and look for their grants page. I'll give you the website, but if you just go and search for Weymouth Town Council grants, I'm sure you will find it. But here's the website. It's www.weymouthtown-gov.uk/grants-available-for-local-organisations. But I say, if you search for Weymouth Town Council grants for organisations, I am sure that wonderful machine that is Google will find that for you. Now, staying with Weymouth Town Council, there is to be free parking in Weymouth between Christmas and the New Year break. Grab a bargain in the sales, enjoy a winter stroll around the town and benefit from free parking in selected car parks on Wednesday the 28th of December. The free parking is designed to encourage people to come into Weymouth after the Christmas break and provide a boost to the local economy by supporting businesses and the hospitality sector. Weymouth Town Council successfully applied to Dorset Council to allow free parking in the following car parks on Wednesday the 28th of December. So this is where the parking will be free. The Pavilion and Pavilion Forecourt, the Old Council offices on North Quay, Governor's Lane, Cousins Quay, Harbourside, Melcombe Regis, Park Street and Swanery. Councillor Ryan Hope, who's the chair of the Services Committee, said it's great to have another day for free parking in Weymouth, providing an opportunity to do some shopping or take a winter stroll around the town before New Year. We are grateful to Dorset Council for their continued support. This should encourage shoppers to come into Weymouth and support shops post-Christmas and boost economic activity. Now, Dawn Rondu from We Are Weymouth said, whilst we have been thrilled at the footfall and spending the town during the pre-Christmas period, historically post-Christmas can be a harder time for retailers as spend often migrates out of town. This year we wanted to encourage local people to come back with their Christmas gift vouchers and money to spend it in Weymouth town centre businesses, ensuring another boost to local trade and encouraging people from further afield to come here for the day, whether for sales or for something more unique. So that's Wednesday the 28th of December. Now, the Dorset Echo Christmas Toy Appeal this year has welcomed several donations, including £200 from Weymouth Port and Lions Club, £100 from Weymouth Rotary, £100 from Melcombe Regis Rotary, £100 from Dorset Timber and £250 from Medisave UK. Additionally, the Closet in Weymouth has had a massive success with its fundraising night, bringing in over £2,400 for the appeal. Every penny that was given is given towards making sure that underprivileged children in Dorset have a present to unwrap this Christmas. Kevin Brooks of the Weymouth and Port and Lions Club said the Lions are always extremely pleased to donate to the toy appeal. We have been doing it for a number of years and are happy to continue supporting a happy cause. This year, more than ever, with the cost of living and the way it is very much needed service. Giving kids a good Christmas is something we can all get behind, and we are more than happy to make a contribution as always. Debbie Hellaby, who's the Newsquest Group Promotions Manager, said sourcing, collecting and organising the toys for hundreds of children is not an easy task, but the toys are usually matched to the age and interest of each child individually, and we're very grateful for everyone's support. Now, a happy story this Christmas. A rabbit that was left in a box outside the Veterans Hub Cafe in Wyke Regis on Monday this week has found a new home in time for Christmas. Staff at the cafe appealed through Facebook for somebody to look after the rabbit, who had been named Blake. Andy Price from the Veterans Hub has said that the owner must have been in desperate situation to leave the rabbit like this, but it had obviously been well cared for. Everyone at the hub was chuffed to bits to find a new home before Christmas. Now, finally, don't forget, tomorrow, Christmas Day, the Lions Club... Oh, the picture's not working. I'm sorry, I had a picture for you, but it's not working. The Lions Club Christmas Swim tomorrow on Weymouth Harbour, starting at 11. There will be 10 groups of 50 swimmers who will swim the 70 metres across the harbour, whilst raising funds for the Lions and helping the Lions to support many local causes. It's too late to book a slot now. The booking's stopped at 4 p.m. today, but you can still go down and support the swimmers. Now, that's the end of the headlines this week in our Christmas Eve programme. Now, as we said, this week is a much shorter programme, being Christmas Eve and lots to do. So we're moving straight now to our regular contributor, Andrew Wright, for this week's film review and preview.
Welcome to Wyke Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. Avatar: The Way of Water debuted last week to positive reviews from critics and audiences, as well as the third biggest opening box office weekend of the pandemic era. The Way of Water is a sequel to the 2009 highest grossing film of all time and takes place 13 years after the original, and features more exploration of the oceanic regions of the alien moon Pandora. The sequel's opening box office numbers are double those of the original and has debuted at number 1 at the box office. However, the film has been performing below expectations in several regions, including the United States and Canada and China, for which China was expected to be one of the highest grossing regions for the film. At the time of writing this, the film has made over $500 million at the international box office, which means that its numbers reflect average pre-pandemic numbers. The film continues to be in cinema, so go check it out. Although if you're listening to critics' reviews, you might have to pick and choose which critic to listen to if you want to have the most enjoyable experience watching the film, as I personally have seen a couple of critics' reviews that are not good. It's the Christmas season, and of course that means the opportunities to watch plenty of Christmas movies and TV. Some personal recommendations I have would be the original 3 Home Alone films. I know the first one and Lost in New York are Christmas classics, but I also really like the third one. I would also recommend the Marvel miniseries Hawkeye, as that is an MCU story set at Christmas time. I would also recommend the movie musical Spirited that came out this year, as it's based on The Christmas Tale, A Christmas Carol, and is also very enjoyable. Also, TV to go back over would be the Doctor Who Christmas specials, as they used to be broadcast as a Christmas tradition. So there's a lot of wide range of Christmas movies and TV out there. So you just gotta find whatever works for you and whatever you like to watch, as I can recommend. That is all I have for this short segment this week. But be sure to check back next week, where I will review the new Knives Out movie Glass Onion. Have a Merry Christmas and enjoy your Christmas viewing. Now back to Gary in the studio. Welcome to Wyke, Regis.
Sorry there, a bit of a pressing the wrong buttons there. Trying to get everything sorted before Christmas. Right, okay, thank you, Andrew, for that. And we are now going over to the Met Office for the Christmas weekend weather forecast. And we are joined by Alex Burkill, I think.
Hello. There'll be a little bit of everything during this long Christmas weekend, but if you're hoping for a white Christmas, you're probably going to be out of luck. Having said that, it is going to turn colder once more by Boxing Day. Here's the bigger picture to start with. Low pressure systems across the UK, and this one in particular winding up and the isobars closing together, so it's going to get pretty windy through Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then this weather front just mixes things up a little bit. Let's rewind the clock and look at the temperature profile. We're starting with mild conditions in the south, cold conditions further north. The mild air is going to win as this low comes in. But as this weather front swings back across the country late on Christmas Day, it reintroduces the colder air, which spreads across all parts of the country by Boxing Day. So that's the bigger picture. Let's rewind once more and take a look at each day individually. We are going to start with wet weather across northern Scotland and some snow on the hills. Rain showers over northern England, southern Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. They'll tend to ease off through the day, and much of southern England, eastern England may well be dry and bright on Christmas Eve with some sunny spells. Going to be gusty and blustery, particularly around western coast, and especially so close to the low pressure across northwest Scotland, where the showers will be heavy and frequent. A very wet and windy spell here. Further south, as I said, it will be breezy, but with some sunshine, temperatures well above average, getting up to the teens, perhaps in one or two locations. So the milder air is winning out through Christmas Eve, and it'll be a mild Christmas Day for most places. But it's then that this weather front late in the day starts to reintroduce the colder air. And we also need to keep our eyes on this little weather feature that may well make for a wet spell across parts of the southeast on the big day itself. So we'll have rain coming in from the northwest, rain spreading into the southeast. In between, we may well have a largely dry day, but it will be, I suspect, predominantly cloudy and still pretty blustery. For most places, it is going to be a mild Christmas Day as well, with temperatures again above average and into double figures across much of the south. Even further north, 8 or 9 Celsius is above average for the time of year. But as we saw earlier, colder air is going to return as the winds start to switch direction across the northwest. And late in the day here, we may well see some snow showers coming in, making it a white Christmas here. Elsewhere, though, I think It will be a wet Christmas with mild conditions persisting at least until Christmas Day night, when we will start to see that colder air coming in for Boxing Day. So a much fresher feel to Boxing Day, and there will be more snow showers by then across Scotland, perhaps for Northern Ireland, Northern England, especially on the hills. And with gusty winds, those snow showers likely to be blowing around, and quite a bit of snow could build up through Boxing Day across western Scotland. Further south, a bright, blustery, colder feeling day, with many parts of England and Wales likely to stay dry, but it will be that much colder. Temperatures dropping by a number of degrees between Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and then it could turn frosty on Boxing Day night. As we go into Tuesday, bank holiday, we're then looking out west at another weather system which may well then reintroduce the milder conditions and likely to bring more cloud and outbreaks of rain as these weather fronts approach. So as I said, shopping and changing quite a bit, plenty going on. If you've got travel plans, please do keep up to date with the very latest from the Met Office. Best way to do that, get our app, visit our website, or follow us across social media.
Thank you very much. And I got the wrong Alex. It was Alex Deakin, not Alex Burkill. Gets very confusing with two Alexes at the Met Office, so apologies for that. Now, looking at the local weather for this week, following on really from what Alex said, it's going to be a wet Christmas weekend, but it is still very mild. Although I think on the horizon next weekend, it's going to start getting colder again. So a changeable week ahead, but mild, wet with some sunny intervals during the week. Now, we're coming towards the end of this week's programme, so it's a much shorter programme, other than to say that we do have our regular quiz tonight. That will be online just before 7:30 this evening. So if you're stuck for TV this evening, do join us for our quiz. Of course, that is available all throughout the week. You can replay it and join in at any time. That's the beauty of things like YouTube and Facebook. They do store these live broadcasts for you to replay, and I know a number of people do actually use them during the week. As regards other things happening, of course it's Christmas, so there will be services going on in the church in Wyke, Regis. There is midnight mass tonight at 11:30, and then tomorrow morning just one service across the area at 9:30 in All Saints Church. So that brings us to the end of our Christmas Eve programme. It just leaves me to wish you and all your families and friends a very happy and safe Christmas. I will be back with you next Saturday at 6 o'clock in the usual slot, and of course it will be New Year's Eve. So enjoy your Christmas, and I'll be with you next week. Good night.